focal point. It's just weird. But it does allow us to position the camera longitudinally well outside the offset sphere. And when used correctly in conjunction with the offset controls to set the focal point and depth of field to control the blur, it can create some very interesting images. Anyway, using it is simple enough so long as you have a mouse with a scroll wheel. Scrolling up or away from you pushes the camera forward, while scrolling down or towards you pulls the camera backwards, and that's it. One of the director mode controls that we've always had available to us is Free Look. Free Look is toggled on and off by pressing the Z or Z key, without holding the modifier F4. When on, Free Look allows you to swing the orbit camera 360 degrees around its current focal point using the mouse. It is not affected by the offset boundary sphere, and is only limited by collisions with other objects like the floor, walls, other players, and so on. While Free Look is active, you will not be able to orient your character with the mouse. And longitudinally, so we have a lot more control over camera. Offset controls can be held down for smooth panning as well, or tapped for fine adjustment. All the additional director mode controls except for Free Look. You can use the offset, depth of field, field of view, and mouse zoom controls, but you cannot pivot the vehicle chase camera around by pressing Z or Z and using FreeCam. From Vehicle Chase Cam, pressing F4 again will take you to Vehicle Orbit Cam, which starts at the bow of the vehicle looking back at your character. And again, Vehicle Orbit Cam is functionally the same as Character Orbit Cam. You'll have all the same director mode functions. After Vehicle Orbit Cam, things change. Depending on which ship you're in, you might have one extra camera mode. I don't have access to all the vehicles to test this, so I can't verify when this mode is active, but pressing F4 from Vehicle Orbit Cam will either take you back to first person cam, Or you'll enter what I'm calling Vehicle Passenger Orbit Cam, which has all the same features as the regular vehicle orbit cam. Yes, it's another orbit cam, but where the first vehicle orbit cam is centered on the middle of the vehicle and its offset sphere is centered on the middle of the ship, this passenger orbit cam is tied directly to your character inside the vehicle. The other oddity of this camera mode is that the camera cannot pass behind the character. Using free look, you cannot pivot the camera around to behind the character. It hits an invisible barrier. I rarely use this mode since it's a more restrictive form of the vehicle orbit cam and I haven't found any real benefit to it. But it's there, for some ships. I was able to access it in my Avenger and a rented Gladius. But I was not able to access passenger orbit cam from a borrowed Caterpillar and a forcefully borrowed Constellation. And that wraps up the character and vehicle state camera modes. Now on to spectator mode. I'm not going to go real deep into this as I expect this move the camera vertically. Death spectator mode is present in camera. Knowledge dump into a more accessible and easier to digest format. Also, I don't pretend to be an expert on any of this. If I've made any mistakes, haven't explained
proximity alert.
to continue the momentum moving me away from the asteroid.
Proximity alert.
Hey everyone, Haskaha here. I've got another Star Citizen Alpha camera tip for you that I'm calling the Infinite Vertical Offset Trick, and here's how to do it. Before I go further, it would help if you had a good understanding of the current camera system because I'll be referring to techniques and terms that I covered in my Star Citizen camera system tutorial. So if you need a refresher, please go watch it first. There's a link in the description of this video. And as always, because Star Citizen is currently in alpha and under constant development, the things I discuss here might not work in future patches. But the technique in this video works for the current version, Alpha 2.6.3. Also, I've had a few people tell me that they could not get this trick to work. While I've consistently repeated it myself, it's possible your results may vary. Before the fancy director mode controls debuted in Alpha 2.6, I was using a technique I called the HUDless trick. That HUDless trick was fixed or replaced with the introduction of what CIG was calling director mode in Alpha 2.6. And as of 2.6.2, director mode is now known as advanced camera controls. Regardless, advanced camera controls introduce legitimate vertical, lateral, and longitudinal offset controls accessible within orbit camera. The new offset controls are great, but they have a limited range. You can't offset the camera beyond a roughly 8-foot sphere around your character or ship. The old HUDless trick apparently had an infinite vertical offset range. And I recently found out that the old HUDless trick is still accessible, sort of, and I'm renaming it the Infinite Vertical Offset. So now, how to do it? The old trick before 2.6 was very simple to activate. You simply press Z or Z while in chase cam and then tap the up and down arrows. The controls for this new version are the same, but it's not as straightforward to activate. Unfortunately, it requires you to die first. This only works for character chase camera and does not work for ship cameras. So here's the quick how-to. First, die while in chase camera. Second, make sure you're in chase camera after the respawn. Third, press Z. Fourth, tap the up and down arrows. Here I'll be demonstrating it in the universe with a PU game mode. As a quick refresher, this is first person camera. Pressing F4 once will get you to chase camera, and pressing F4 again will get you into orbit camera. Notice how chase camera moved with my head movements while orbit cam was stationary behind my head. Orbit camera is also home to the advanced camera controls formerly known as director mode, in which you can use free look, offsets, change the focal lengths, the depth of field, etc. But again, the vertical offset, which is F4 and page up, in advanced camera system has a limit. Hey everyone, Haskaha here. I've got another Star Citizen Alpha camera tip for you that I'm calling the
Hello and welcome to some more Star Citizen news, this time for the week ending the 13th of August. We take some gasoline, pour it on the schedule report and watch it burn down. Burn down now. But hopefully, before it can be released to the moderate, but it's kind of irrelevant what they're called. And we're going to get 3.0 quickly as possible, but their priority is quality. We should have much better multi-crew turrets, and they've continued to improve the Star Citizen. Is be subscribed to my YouTube channel.
Hello everyone, Radiant Flux here and welcome to 2.6 Decoupled.
Hello and welcome to Aeronautics Academy.
I'm here.
Today we're going to be talking about advanced flight controls, hands on joystick and mouse. You may have heard this referred to as HOJAM.
Hello, Star Citizens. Buzzkiller here. Change to my configuration. I also have bindings for missile presses. Land if you're in range. Finally,
greetings, Star Citizens. I am Trip Rodriguez.
you can wind up with. There are two ways you can.
Scared of missing out on Minecon tickets again?
Greetings, citizens. I am any direction in one of those axes. X and Y being forward and back. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and get into the dual joysticks and how you will be using them to control your ship. Alright, so here we are looking at the pair of Thrustmaster T16000M joysticks and the axes that I want you to bind to the different controls. So for your right-hand joystick, you want to use your primary two axes, X and Y being forward and back. For aiming, you are not using roll on your x-axis like an airplane. It doesn't make any sense to do that. The reason roll is on the x-axis on an airplane joystick is because of the mechanics of atmospheric flight. In atmospheric flight, you're using the lift of the wing to basically facilitate your turns, because trying to make a turn using the rudder is extremely ineffective. There's a bit more to it than that, but that's the basics. There's no reason to handicap yourself by using a control that is necessary on airplanes in space when it will actually give you a lot less control of where you're aiming. If you're a really good pilot and you're using roll on your x-axis on your right-hand joystick, I advise you to actually switch over, because no matter how good you are now, you will be better if you get accustomed to flying with it the correct way. So, first one is your x-axes. Your x-axes are your left and right on the joystick. Alright, so x-axes, right-hand joystick, yaw, turning left and right. Greetings, citizens. I am
using a 6 directional axes: pitch, yaw, roll, and throttle, as well as strafe up, down, and left, right. Unfortunately, since my Warthog does not have a twist axis, the best way to accomplish this was to dust off my old CH Pro pedals. This is my current configuration. As you can see, I'm still using the Warthog on my right for pitch and yaw, and my T16000 for strafe forward back with throttle on the slider and roll on the twist axis. The X-axis is no longer being used for strafe right-left, as that function has been moved to the Z-axis.
Hello and welcome to Aeronautics Academy. The T16000M was the only one I could find. So here you see my joystick controls pitch, yaw, and mouse. I'm no longer using my X55 for this video, obviously, because the X55 joystick won't fit or work in my left hand. So for those of you that can use a left-handed mouse and a joystick in your right hand, you're really lucky, because finding a ambidextrous or left-handed joystick is very difficult. The T16000M was the only one I could find. So here you see my joystick controls pitch, yaw, and roll like it normally does. And then on the hat, I have controls for my strafing left and right in yellow and strafing up and down in blue. Then on the mouse, I have pitch and yaw controls as well, but they're not directly tied to the ship, which means I can aim as freely and as quickly as I want. So you'll see I am using a G600 Logitech mouse. The buttons circled in red are my forwards thrust max and thrusters off, and then buttons circled in purple are my shield buttons for forwards, backwards, left, right, and reset, and then the gray button is the look behind button. I also have on the mouse, the button 1 and button 2 are my fire mode 1 and fire mode 2, and then I'm using the ring button for my countermeasures. On the joystick, I'm using the left bumper button up top for missiles, the bottom bumper button for boosters, and the right bumper button for closest enemy. For the trigger, I'm using it for select the enemy on my reticle. Alright, as I've never done a combat video, I want to go quickly over some of the basics. Probably the most basic would be what is port and starboard, fore and aft, deck and overhead. Well, fore is forward, aft is behind you, deck is below you, overhead is above you, port and starboard.
Doopy-doo.
Hey guys, I'm Carly Kloss, and I just created my own website with Wix.
Go to Wix.com to create your...
Well, here, just a short guide for all if you're looking for a left-hand friendly joystick for under $100. Mouse, I don't necessarily endorse. I think there probably are better options. I like the button layout of the mouse, but it's got wobbly buttons, which seem to resonate forward and reverse on control. Left, right on X-axis, up, down on Y-axis, and forward and reverse on the twist. This may seem like not the most intuitive choice, but there are a couple of good reasons for it. Primarily, having strafe control on the stick means you have direct analog control over your course indicator on screen. Any other option will leave you without this direct control. It makes moving through asteroid fields and around obstacles much easier. Also, from a combat perspective, your joystick movements relate in all directions perpendicular to your opponent's aim, which potentially makes dodging with strafe easier. You're also able to perform circular movements while maintaining orientation, which is a great way to make yourself harder to hit. Performing those kinds of circular movements on a keyboard is a real nightmare. Forward and reverse on the twist axis feels similar to the way a motorbike throttle works. I found controlling my distance during combat became much easier after making this change. I highly recommend having analog control for forward and reverse.
Oh, we're not launching up. I don't know why this is taking so long. What's up, Gouda? How you doing, man? I'm just practicing camera controls, man. It's getting way too nice. I think I have to restart. I don't know why Star Citizen's not loading. Oh. Faked me out. I thought we were loading on up. Good. We're good with the Hornet.
Swarm initiated. Warning. There are multiple hostiles inbound.
There are no rockets in space either, man. So normally you fight these pirates. I just running through the asteroid field. Oh man. What's up with? I'm just practicing kind of like cinematic. I'm not really. Yeah, there's nothing special. This is the normal chase cam, and then this is the orbit cam, and I've been just, you know, practicing with the orbit cam and, you know, trying to fly with that and seeing how it is. You know, I'm practicing like cinematic camera for filming kind of. I don't know why I just did that. Filming movies and such with this. And I'm not one to use first person because I want to see how kind of close I'm getting to the asteroids. So, like, that's bad. We're still here? We're still flying? Pretty much his ship's dead. Yeah, that's close. That's what I like. This is with a banged up ship too, so. Oh, this game is, you should see how it was filming in the PU, man. It was just, I've gotten cinematic down. Thanks for the host, man. I really appreciate it. There's so many people that are salty about this game that there's a lot of hate for it. Salty, yeah, like, oh, it's been in development for so many years, and oh, it's pay to win because you buy ships with money, and yeah, people just don't like getting grumpy about it.
hostiles
Boom.
inbound.
Negative 200. I'm probably negative points.
Stand by.
Most useless teammate. I'm gonna go with this. Rip. Okay, now I'm actually gonna try to.
Swarm initiated. Warning. There are multiple hostiles inbound.
I thought that was. I thought I had a lot more time to duck. Oops. Boom. How does fire fall in space? Pirates were shooting me from somewhere. There they are. Kaboosh. Almost.
Warning. You are approaching simulation boundary.
Okay. I don't know how she still flies efficiently. No guns. I literally have no weapons. I don't know how I'm still alive. See you, Gouda? Take care of your cat, man. Boom.
0 hostile contacts remaining.
Yeah.
Contact. Elite units en route. Stand by.
Hostiles inbound.
Taking fire.
Outside of it. I'm not even really trying to fight here. Here we go. Oh, too high. It's almost there now.
Simulation.
Oh man. Here we go. Having fun. I'm gonna have the worst score Arena Commander because I'm not trying at all.
Swarm initiated. Warning, there are multiple hostiles inbound.
Oh. Boom. Ouch. That was an explosion.
Stand by for...
What? All right. Do this asteroid. Avoid. Oh, death. Crash flat.
Stand by.
I didn't see that. It was in the dark. Do this again. Alright, we're just doing Pirate Swarm with trying to avoid all the pirates. I should try and kill the pirates. I really keep saying that, but I don't do it. I'm just having fun driving around the asteroids, trying to evade them. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Here we go. Let's get another
Swarm initiated. Warning. There are multiple hostiles inbound.
Bogey.
Hostiles inbound.
Bogey. Hostiles inbound.
Oh, that's not good. That's not good. Not the way to... Oops, oops, oops. Shoot. Boy, that was stupid. smashed against the rock face again. After this, gonna see if we can load back up the Persistent Universe, get some cinematic storytelling going.
Elite units eliminated. Warning, there are multiple hostiles inbound.
Alright. End of Arena Commander. Need to get my flight controls figured out. For negative 100 ton. Excuse me. Star Citizen's 3 different things. Star Marine, which is deathmatch. Arena Commander, which is kind of flight deathmatch. Persistent Universe. Right. What we're focusing on is the cinematic camera controls. Trying to just make it look as much like a movie as possible. This has got the most in-depth control system that I've seen for a game. It is insane. So I do need to be using voice attack. I've got that with a couple of voice packs. That turned on. Get those all figured. Help me do a lot of things. Especially shields and power in it. Right. Kind of the Groundhog Day, you always wake up here. Change up my camera here. So much. I like right about there.
Selection confirmed. Your ship is currently being delivered to the launch platform. To access your craft, consult my
9. Five to 8, so we're not in the right.
Welcome to the Port Olisar ship deck. Please press the screen to continue.
Yeah, landing 9 is this way. Okay. Yeah, landing at 9. Okay. It was, oh, it was probably landing pad 6, wasn't it? Huh. Find my Merlin one way. Well, I don't really know. That would have been 6, so I don't see a Merlin anywhere. Did it get stolen? Oh.
Welcome to the Port Olisar ship deck. Please press the screen to continue. Selection confirmed. Your ship is currently being delivered to the launch platform.
Going to A. A is this one. Easy peasy. Man, my cinematic is horrible. It's much better today. Maybe that's better. See if I can. Alright, here we go. Let's get some aerial acrobatics. Whew. Oh goodness. Boom, boom, boom. Try that again, guys. See how fast and close we can make it. Oh, okay. We just hit the glitch with, I think, unlimited vertical.
Welcome to the Port Olisar ship deck. Please press the screen to continue.
Selection confirmed. Your ship is currently being delivered to the launch platform.
A8. Ready to test, see if we got this unlimited for space. Go. Limited? Oh, stop. Definitely not on them. Alright. See how fast we can get through these rings. Yay! Glitched outside. Fun. Not gonna do that again. No, we're not intership. This is why the Aurora needs a redesign. Come on. In the pilot seat.
Welcome to Robert Space Industries. Enjoy the ride. System check.
This is neat. I'm gonna bring up my Moby glass. See in front of the. Bringing that up with the press. Oh, come on. And that's what happens when you're not paying attention and you decide to run right into the space station. We're gonna get back.
Welcome to the Port Olisar ship deck. Please press the screen to continue.
Selection confirmed. Your ship is currently being delivered to the launch platform.
And pressurization is an instant kill right now. So if you go outside, you will die instantly. But they're changing that. Gonna make you suffocate, not slowly, but suffocation rather. Just instant death.
Your adventure, courtesy of Kruger Intergalactic. Systems active. Launch successful. Landing gear.
Oh. Death. So what we were doing, we were spawning, going out and getting our Merlin or another fast ship, and trying to do some acrobatics between the rings.
Welcome to the Port Olisar ship deck. Please press the screen to continue.
Selection confirmed. Your ship is currently being delivered to the launch platform.
Eight seems to be my spawn point today. These last few ships. Boom, cutting it too close.